Yo guys, it's Joe, you know what it is, you know how we do, and welcome back to another vlog, another day, another Friday in particular. We've made it to the end of the week, but just because we're at the end of the week does not mean we stop working, which is actually ironic because I spent my day relaxing, not at home, but relaxing in terms of how much I want to get done, how much I actually got done. I really did take in Alex's advice of, just slowing down, taking a breath, and setting yourself up for the next arc, essentially. So I slept until, I want to say around 11, got up, did my savers routine, my silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise. Did I do reading? I read some French articles and scribing. So when I finished doing all of that, it was very slow. I didn't, I was meant to be going to the gym, but that's something I'll do the weekend. I'm not too being flexible, not too hard on myself. Trying to slow down because I know I'm going to pick up a pace. So I'm just building up the momentum because I've still been uploading, as you see with the vlogs. I've still been consistent with the vlogs. I've still been doing my evening runs. So it's not like I'm not doing any exercise during the day. I have, left my house at like 2:30 as usual, 2:25, 2:26 to get to work for 3 to 11. Then after my 11, I run home. So my run back is like 10 to 15 minutes of running. So it's like I've been consistent. My gym, I wanted to, I didn't want to miss 2 days in a row, but I have. But, and this is an excuse, but I'm doing exercise. If I weren't doing anything, then it would be like, raw. But I am doing exercise. I know I will get back into the habit of going to the gym. I just want to sort everything out, and like Alex was saying, I don't want to push it too, schedule everything, schedule. So when you keep missing the schedule, you let yourself down with every time you miss it. So I'm trying not to let myself down. I'm trying to be like, look, you are doing this, you are doing that. You would like to be doing more, but you still need to appreciate the things you are doing. And my girlfriend did mention that as well. And it's things like I am grateful for it, but it's like I need to do more, which will come with time. Everything comes with time. It's just the consistency. So even the Power of Habit should be finished this weekend. I'm not gonna put any, I don't put any pressure on it, but it should be, because it's getting to the end. And once I get that out of the way, and I can put all the thoughts all the notes I've written, I'll go through the notes and pick out the bits that I found important, and I'll put that onto Notion. So I'll set up my Notion and I'll put the chapters and everything, and these are all things I'm going to put as a to-do onto my to-do list, because I'm a list person. My second brain is notes on iPhone. It's my second brain. Any phone I have, notes is my second brain. I'll put line everything on there, and especially with the iPhone one, you get to put in folders, you get to put in different areas. So if you look at my notes, it's a whole other brain in there. You get to colleague names, people names from this place, things that I want to plan in the future, podcasts, future plans, future goals. It's all there. Everything, music lyrics, music plans, books I want to read, everything's in my notes, man. I am a note person. Lists, are just a future gift lists or people's database. Like my girlfriend, even the other day, I have a database of her birthday, everything. Just because, sometimes I forget, man. I forget, and I need to remind myself. It's like, it's the important date. I forget. You have a contacts book because you can't remember all the numbers. It's one of them ones. So I'm trying to slow it down. Been sleeping in a bit longer. I haven't been mad at myself waking up. I was like, yeah, it's another day. Alhamdulillah for another day. Inshallah for what there is to come. Mashallah for everything that's happened. Bismillah will get it going, you know. So I've been, it's been nice. So now we've got to the weekend. It's like, okay, full reset and to-do lists. I realized that when I put it on my to-do list, I need to refine the to-do list. Refine the to-do list. And whenever you realize it's something you didn't do, you need to break it down to a smaller task. And this is, you know, I've been listening to a lot of Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan this week, but Jordan Peterson more so. Joe Rogan has been he's usually the one I listen to, but I've wanted a bit more of an intellectual side of it, so I've been listening to Jordan Peterson a bit more. And this was something that he said earlier in the week in one of the podcasts I was listening to. Is, you have a task. Now, if you realize after a few days or a few times of looking at the task, you don't complete it, then whittle it down to a smaller task. And keep doing it until you take the first step of completing that task. Then you can move on to the next section of that task or the next part of that task. So there's some things on my to-do list that I look at and I'm like, it's been sitting here for a while. So what I need to do, and I started doing it, is break down the task even smaller. So that it's like, I can do that. And then you move on to the next task. And then you move on to the next one. The next thing you know, the original task you managed to do. So what I need to do is go through my to-do list and start splitting the tasks up a little bit. So I can start getting through that a bit more. I do like getting, it's the little wins. You get that done, then you build the momentum. It builds up. So I'll definitely, after this vlog, I'll see if I can look through the to-do list and get that done. But yeah, I'm planning to get up early. I've got a park run. Hopefully, I'm gonna have to send a message to Joe and see if he's available. And I'll do the park run. Even I ran tonight, but it's nice to be within community and doing things like that. So I'll try to get there. And boxing, maybe we'll have to see. So things I'll try and get it. I'll see if I can send a message to Sonia to book me in, because that would be nice. But yeah, 7 minutes 48. It's been good. It's been going well, man. I hope everything's been going with all of you. I don't think I've checked my comments recently, but today would have been the release of my lyric video. How did you find that? I hope you commented. I would love to see what you were thinking of the lyric video if you watched it, and the song in general. That's also something I need to prepare, because bi-weekly this week would have been that, so the next week I would have another release. It's all things that I need to have this prepared beforehand, and I generally don't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm doing it as it's coming. Next week, set of videos I haven't recorded or edited. These all things that I need to do, but in time it will come. People are reaching out for logos and different things, and it's like, I need to sort that out as well. Hopefully, I can get somebody who can get in there. Realistically, I don't want to be getting an editor or thumbnail designer until I'm actually, I'll put effort in. If I start getting money from it, then it's like, oh, well, of course, I'll pay this guy the money. Why am I going to keep the money? This is a business. It's something I want to grow. But it starts with yourself. And I need to know I'm doing enough work before I can start getting other people to do the work. Because it's not like I'm doing anything crazy. I haven't, at the start I was overworking myself. But, now I'm starting to realize you need to be smart and strategic with it. And I will be. But once I get to a point where I'm like, okay, so I'm in a rhythm now. There's a lot coming out. Then I can be like, okay. I need to reach a threshold. I can't just be like, I'm getting some money from work, so let me just pass it to this. But it's like, you need to be smart with the way you do things. If I build this and it makes it, I start editing my videos well enough, something I need to learn for myself. And then I start seeing what people are liking, start planning and scripting some videos, making some pro-looking videos with some good thumbnails. And then, it starts attracting the right people. I get to a point where I can monetize. I'm all right. So some money's coming in. Then I use that money to get an editor. It's smart. It's about being smart with it. And that's what I'm realizing. So, onto this time, to fully like step back and think of it like this, I would like to accredit it to Alex, to be honest. Alex, bro, thank you. Because I was like, it's not like I didn't know break. I knew break was important. Because, you know, even when you're learning things, taking breaks, you know, regular breaks allows you to take everything in. But I just didn't apply it in terms of, you know, I don't know. But I'm thankful anyway. But one of Jordan Peterson's points, he was talking with a former politician, or is he currently a politician? Well, talking about conservatism. Essentially what my point is, I was gonna go on a tangent. My point is conservatism, using the past. Don't discredit the past. Without the past, you wouldn't be able to form a valid assessment of the future. You know, look for the past to help inform yourself of the future is what is essentially what I'm driving at. And it was a good point. And I didn't think on conservatism that way, but when I thought of it like that, it's like, yeah. And they gave an example of the, you know, like removal of slavery. It came late to America, but it had happened ages before in England and the UK due to, you know, common law. And they were using just the past, the government and the judicial system was using the past laws to see that slavery wasn't right. Like they saw the laws that were enforced in the past, and they could just be like, okay, well, according to our traditions and everything we've been doing, slavery doesn't fit within that, so let's remove it. And this is something America couldn't, you know, it's the same. You would have thought they would be able to use the same, but they didn't use that sort of system. And they were using more for the people. You know, this applies to all of our lives. Use the past to inform yourself for future decisions and learn from it. See what you can do from it. You know, don't completely forget about it. And that's what I'll leave it on. But if you made it this far in the video, you're amazing. Leave a like, a dislike, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. We're on 134 subscribers. Always moving forward. It's always a blessing. But the way life goes. It's been JT HD here.